Yes, indeed. You'd collect that in a heartbeat because they found it in Tellis's garage, and guess what? That video of the individual that both parties seem to agree is responsible for the murder of Jeff Gehrman was wearing that insanely large hat, the old vest, and those Nike shoes. Let's bring in to our discussion national trial attorney Michael Jaafar. Big Case Mike is with us, and this case. We sat through the testimony last week of Robert Tellis telling his narrative style rendition of what he claims happened, and basically he's claiming the whole world's against him, and somehow they've all organized to bring down Robert Tellis. What are you expecting here as we get ready for closing arguments to begin?
You know, let me address that by saying, his attorney did something remarkable. A mystery has been solved for me, right? They began their defense on a Monday. The Friday before they began their defense, he was interviewed outside of the court, and he did something that I found to be remarkable. He created a wedge between him and his client before his case began. He distanced himself from his client before his case began, his case in chief, right? And so now that mystery has been solved for me. Now I know why, because he knew, he had a taste of his customer. He knew what his customer was going to do. He was going to do what we saw Robert Tellis do last week, right? So now the mystery has been solved, because I told myself, you know, Draskowicz is a great lawyer. He's a really good lawyer. No lawyer would distance themselves on camera from their client before the case began, right? Unless there's some sort of a gross ethical violation and there's a pending motion to withdraw from the case, which did not happen here, right? Now I know why he knew what Tellis was going to do. All the evidence points towards Tellis, right? There's only two universes here, Ted. There's a universe where Tellis did this, and there's a universe where he didn't do it. We live, in my opinion, we live in the universe where he did it. The evidence is overwhelming. There's no evidence that even controverts the opinion of the state and the allegations. So again, that mystery has been solved, but we're watching just a Greek tragedy unfolding in front of us. I said this before. Robert Tellis is a man who had it all. 3 children, all healthy. He's healthy, family healthy, lawyer, elected public official in one of the most lucrative positions you can have as a civil lawyer, right? The public administrator in Las Vegas. I mean, it's a big, big position. And then, hey, when he lost his bid for re-election, oh darn, now I've got to go out into the public sector and make millions of dollars. There were firms lining up to hire Tellis, right? They would have paid him 7 figures. They would have billed him out at $1,500 an hour if he would have just joined these law firms, because he had direct insight into how dilapidated properties were sold in that city, right? So that is the most lucrative position you could be. If you're a law firm, you're pining to hire this guy. But what did he do? He didn't take these offers. He did not leave well enough alone and go out into the public sector and make millions of dollars and enjoy his kids and enjoy his life. He was a young man. No, he premeditatedly murdered a reporter. The bar was so low for him to have everything. It was so low. All he had to do was not premeditatedly murder a reporter. That's all he had to do. Any number of people watching this broadcast, if that's all they have to do to become filthy rich, healthy, happy children, healthy children, if that's all they have to do is to not premeditatedly murder a reporter, then they'll tell you it's too good to be true. His situation was too good to be true, but he was determined to destroy it. So in my opinion, the evidence and the case we saw in his testimony, and now I know why his attorney put a wedge between him and his client. Now, you know, that mystery has been solved. He knew exactly what he was dealing with. You know, I think this thing is a fait accompli. We're going to have the closing arguments, and then there's a jury of 14 people, 7 men, 7 women. 2 of them are alternates, right? They're going to come back quick, Ted. I think we're looking at a 2-hour deliberation.